Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today we are getting into modifying the head or the cockpit of the Imperial Remnant AT-80. This is set 75454. And I already did a review of this, so check that on the channel if you guys are interested in the basic review. But here I just wanted to show that the head area or the cockpit area can be expanded on, because I know a lot of people felt a certain way about it being smaller. Now what I'm going to say is this: even though I found a very simple way to expand the size and it still looks pretty decent, the only flaw is getting multiple seats inside there, or being able to sit 3 people has been a challenge, because I can't get everything to close up when you have 3 people in there. But if I show you the basic design and make it wider, you guys might be able to kind of play around with it and see if it at least gets you guys going in that direction in terms of what you guys can do with it. So first what we're going to do here is we're going to pop this open, and we are going to take the pilots out. And there you could see our normal cockpit area there. Now, what I'm going to do is pull this whole thing off from the sides like that. I'm going to pull this off as well. This right here can stay locked on here. And don't mind you guys, I have the AC on. It's a really hot day, so I hope that that's not something that's an issue. So what I'm going to do now is this: I'm going to do this part first because we're already over here. And this is to increase the size of this, because when you widen it, well, this is not an issue so much about widening. You can leave this there, but the issue is that when these guys sit upright, this doesn't close all the way. So this kind of helps with that a little bit. So what I do here is I'm going to take this off. And then we're going to pull this off. And this is just a simple modification. It's not going too crazy. I'm not adding any additional parts. We're taking these, and I'm putting these black ones back on, which usually were reinforcement, to reinforce it. And then I'm just going to put this on it like that. And I'm going to do this the same thing on it right here. And it doesn't make it very sturdy, but it holds. It's just enough for us to do what we're trying to do here. So we'll take this here, put the rod there. There's not a lot of tension on it, so it's not going to cause it to fall off when you're utilizing this piece, because all it's doing is going up and down. And then so here what we're going to do is this. We're going to utilize, it's not super easy to see, but if I go like this, let's see, when we put this thing normally back in, you see that the connecting points are here. I don't know how well you guys can see that on the screen. Let me just try to zoom in. You can see that it's there on the back, and then in the front, you can't see it that well. I don't want to adjust the camera too crazy, but right here, it's right there, if you can see that. So that piece hits right here in the front, and that one hits somewhere in the back there, the way it lines up. So what we're going to do is going to simply, no, I'm sorry, I lined up the pieces in the wrong way. Let me zoom in there one more time. Anyone who has the set will see where it lines up. You've got this right here, that little black stud goes right there, and then this one, the black stud, goes at that piece back there. So that alignment, what we're going to do is we're going to extend it sideways by putting black 1x2 bricks here and all along here, that bottom row down here. So, but it's about making sure that everything lines up correctly. So this is the main one, because that's going off here. And then these ones down there But instead of lining those there, what we simply do is just line, there's a 2 here and 2 there. And that should fit right here and right here. Now I've also put one here just to make the area look more closed off, but let's see, am I gonna do that now? Let's see how that aligns. Yeah, I can do that. So take one more here. So this just gives you, let me zoom out. This just gives you an idea of where they're going to be placed. Take this, line it up like this. So now those 2 areas, those circle studs that was here and here, are not even being the point of contact anymore. And there you can see how that goes, how that looks. And just come down a little bit more. And so I'm going to do the same on the other side. Don't mind, I'm just going to do that quickly off of camera. Okay, I realize this piece right here pulled off. Now let me see how this thing sticks on here, because, okay, it should be right there. That piece came off. What we're gonna do is put this, just like I did on this other one here, and line them up. And so now I'm gonna throw this here. Just be careful when you're placing this, because the reverse pressure from the other side might make something break off. But now you can see right there. So it's, I'm not going to press too hard on it, but it is now expanded in its width. Now you can close like this, and you can close like that, and this, and you could see this kind of goes deep in, but if the guys are sitting in it, their heads will knock on it. So you can see there the way it looks. It doesn't look that much different, doesn't look that odd. You know, I think that it, for the most part, I think it works. The only thing, and I've played around with this, I've gotten rid of the brown parts here. I'm not gonna do that now in this video. I got rid of the brown parts here. I tried finding ways to put 2 seats side by side by lifting that up a little bit higher. The platform, this is why I raised this. I put some studs there, and I lifted up a little bit higher. Then I had put a platform to go sideways. The problem was that when I had both figures sitting side by side up in the front row, the issue had become that it wasn't closing because of their shoulders like that, and it was kind of looking a little bit something like that. This is fitting a little bit better because they're not pressed against anything, they're not sitting on studs, but it didn't really work all that well. So if you could find a way around that, now granted, you could extend this even further, but then what starts happening is this starts now having larger gaps in between. Obviously, you can still sit them down their regular configuration if you just simply want it to look wider, and then this works. But the problem, like I said, is that you want to make it wider for the purpose of actually holding more figures. So that is something that you would have to try to work around. But this right here, like I said, this video is just to really show you guys a quick way of kind of getting it started. So that way, if you decide like you want to, you can build off of this idea and make it work. You can see here, or even on the sides, let me turn this around a little bit. It doesn't look that bad, even though this is indented inwards. It's, you know, but it still doesn't look that bad. I think overall, it still looks pretty decent. Yes, we got a little bit more gaps in the front here, but it's not too bad. By putting the extra the extra black one that I put in the front where I said I didn't really need to, but I did anyway. Just try to prevent some more light coming through so that way it looks a little bit better. But anyway, you guys, let me know your thoughts down below. If this is something you guys could kind of use, maybe it helps inspire you guys to start kind of an easy way to kind of make this larger and then fit 3 pilots in it. I think it could be done. It might end up needing though a little bit expansion on these sides coming up. So that way, when you go like this and you have the 2 guys sitting next to each other, what happens is these kind of end up going almost like this. They won't close all the way. So if you had these things further up, like more paneling, you might be able to just make it look good, you know, or even what would probably even make it work is some more 1x2. And I didn't try this before, but you guys could play around with it. The 1x2 and maybe having a way where it kind of covers that in between space, so that way when it closes, they're kind of, I don't know, you guys, like I said, play around with it if you guys want. I just want to show you guys this so that way get you guys started in that direction. But at the minimum, at the least, if you just want to make it a wider cockpit area and head area, you can do that. Figuring out the problem of having more seats is a different story. All right, you guys, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.